Hey, what's going on everybody, C-MacFloat here, and welcome back to another video. Today, we are returning to MOWZIES MOBS mod to look at all of the potential secrets each mob has in the mod. Now, while every mob may not have a design secret as such, well, there definitely are a lot, but not every single one necessarily has one. So for those ones, we'll just be covering things that you may not have known or tips that will help you in your fight against them. Starting off with the Goliath. This is the earliest mob that we have, and these spawn in jungles. And as you know, if someone goes into survival, they hop out at you and snap and attack you. Now these seem pretty straightforward, except something that a lot of people get wrong, that they just rush in there with their sword and try and brute force it. However, as you can see, when I do this, it is very difficult for me to get close because they're long range and massive damage. Even with diamond armor all the way up, I'm still taking a ton of damage. So what you want to do here is just attack it with a bow and arrow. As you can see, so much easier. All you gotta do is get a little close to it to get into its aggro range. It'll open up and you'll just be able to snipe it at ease. So another thing about the Goliath is that they have a potential to drop a certain item. This item is the Goliath seed, and basically what it does is it allows you to get your very own baby Goliath, and after feeding it meat, it will grow up into a fully grown Goliath that will potentially defend your living area. However, it will also kill you. It will not be friendly to you. This isn't a secret, as you can see. Its description is right here on the item, but it is something that you may not know if you just encounter Goliath and you do not get fortunate enough to have the seed drop. Moving on, we will next have the Baraka. So we are now in the village of the Baraka, and this is the sun god mob and the villager tribe that was added a couple updates ago. These guys spawn in the savannah, and if I were not in creative, they would be attacking me right now. And they spawn in these very nicely decorated villages with the new block that is painted acacia wood. They have their cool little tribal circle here with all the heads of their fallen enemies. And there is a couple cool things about them. Firstly, the masks. The masks aren't actually masked. However, you can see this best with here. You can see that it is not a mask, as it is actually opening his mouth. So it is actually part of his face rather than a mask that he puts on. Also, some of the village Baraka that are not hunters, I don't know if there's any around here, but they have a secret that you can trade with them. So what you want to do is you want to take the soul visage, however you say that.
Visage.
You put that on your head and you right click a Baraka, and look, you can trade with them for 5 gold nuggets. You can get a spear, which I believe is a hidden item. Oh, it's not a hidden item, but the only way to get it is from trading with these guys, which is very cool because it gives you extra 3.5 range on your attack, and it also gives you 1 in 3 chance to instantly kill pretty much any animal. So let's try this. So as you can see, my sword does not reach. However, the spear will easily reach that distance. Kill that one. Can I kill you too? Okay, so I can't kill you from there. From here, there we go. Look at that crazy range. And let's see if I can find any animals that these guys haven't already slaughtered. Insta kill. Look at that. See, this one does 5 damage, but the first one did 10 damage for an instant kill. However, that is not all the secrets to this village. You can also trade with the big chief himself. And this is a very special trade. If you give him 5 golden blocks, so very expensive trade here, 5 golden blocks, he will give you this sun's blessing. So as you can see, it's not an item, but rather a potion effect. And what it does, if you have an empty hand, you can right click and call a sun strike, or shift right click to call a solar beam. So as you can see, my hand is empty. Right click, charges up, bam! A solar strike onto the ground where I aimed. I can target this pig. Get over here, pig. And experience the power of the sun. Perfect. 4 damage and it's on fire. Baraka. Blasted. However, that is not the only ability. You can also shift and right click, which will charge a powerful solar beam. As you can see, I'm zapping the Sun Chief right now. Crazy amounts of damage. However, now it's at 17 minutes. So this extremely powerful weapon takes away 2 minutes of your time. So at most you can have 10 uses per 5 golden blocks. But this is an extremely powerful laser that it actually, oh, and you look very epic while wearing this mask as well. So it's an extremely powerful laser, and all it has is 5 gold blocks, which seems like a lot, but if you're in like a mesa or something, golden ore is extremely common and will not actually set you back that far. Additionally, you can also do the sun strikes, which are very powerful in and of themselves because they can cause fire damage. Alright, that is a very big secret with the Baraka. Another small thing is that the masks give you abilities, so fury, strength, fear, rage, etc. But that isn't really a secret because it says so like right on the mask. As you can see, grants resistance, and I indeed have resistance. And these also allow you to, though I wonder if, is what allows you to trade with these guys. Alright, moving on to the next mob, which is the Frost Mob. Now this secret I actually discovered by accident when I was setting up for my mod showcase on the Frost Mob, which if you missed that one, link will be in the description. But this is very cool. I don't believe I covered it in the video, but as you can see, the Frost Mob is peacefully sleeping right now. And if I go into survival, alright, I'm now in survival mode, and if I approach this guy, he will wake up, clench the ice crystal in his fist, and slam it into his mouth, and then your boss fight will begin. As you can see, he's using the crystal for his ice attacks, and he very nearly froze me there. However, there is a unique property. Oh gosh, I'm frozen. I can't see! Okay, there's a unique property to the Frost Mob, which many of you may not have known. Alright, so I've got myself a brand new Frost Mob. But this time, we're going to stay in creative. This is what I did in accident before I was setting up. I got too close, and bam! I stole the ice crystal right off the Frost Mob's hand. Now, if I attack it, it'll clench its fist. However, as you can see, it didn't put its fist to its mouth because there is nothing there. The crystal is gone from the Frost Mob, and now you can fight it without the crystal. However, I did that in creative, and you may be wondering, that's cool and all, but how do I do that in survival? Alright, so we have gone back into survival, and I've got myself a very special item, a potion of invisibility. If I apply this to myself, as you can see, I'm now invisible. I will approach the sleeping beast, and bam! In survival, I stole the ice crystal right off the Frost Mob's paw without even needing to fight it. Because if you don't do this, the only way you can get the ice crystal is by fighting the Frost Mob, and you might not be prepared to fight it at the time, or you might not want to go through the trouble of such a difficult boss fight with low gear. So it's a nice and easy way to do it. All you gotta do is brew yourself up an invisibility potion, and bam, you got an ice crystal. And now, since this doesn't say in the tooltip what it does, I will go over some of the properties that the ice crystal has. Alright, so we got ourselves a couple animals here, and now I will hold right click, and as you can see, it not only damaged the pig, but it also froze it completely solid. This is an excellent way of taking out mobs that are hostile to you, because not only can you slow them down so they can't get to you, like if you're fighting a creeper, it'll be perfect. So if I actually just get a creeper here now and hop into survival, and the creeper will try to approach us, but now with my ice crystal, it is slowed, it is frozen, and you can easily damage it without the risk of it harming you. And there we go. And now the ice crystal, as you can see, using right click on it will drain the durability, but if you just let it chill out, pun intended, then the durability will progressively regenerate, and so you do not need to go fighting another Frost Mob or stealing from it to get the crystal. Alright, so that was the Frost Mob. Let's go on to the next mob. Okay, this next mob is famous for it not being intuitive on how to kill this beast, the Ferrous Rotnot. As you can see, it is a ginormous metal statue sort of thing, coat of armor, But if I go into survival, hit near it, bam, it awakens and it will go on the offensive. However, as you can see, when I, oh, that's a lot of damage. When I try to attack it, nothing happens except a clanging sound is heard. And obviously this is not where it spawns. It spawns in a little underground sort of area. Ow. So you may be wondering, how does this thing take damage? Thankfully you can dodge attacks. So what you gotta do there, wait for it to shoot, get its axe stuck in the ground, and then you must very precisely attack the diamond sword that is stuck in its back. And only if you follow that exact sequence of events will the ferrous wrought knot be damaged. Now this is a very tough fight if you don't come prepared. As you saw previously, one single swipe did 7 hearts of damage with full diamond armor. So you'll have to be very patient in taking this guy out. And it will be beneficial if you brought a strength buff or had some sort of sharpness applied to your sword. This will take a little bit of time if you do not bring that with you. As you can see, he does not use that attack that will make him vulnerable all the time, and he frequently uses the sweeping slice attacks that do a crap ton of damage to you if you're not prepared. So yep, that is a ferrous wrought knot's biggest secret. You gotta wait for it to swing down with its axe and get stuck in the ground, and then, oh, I missed the hitbox. There's a very unforgiving window of hitbox that you can attack it in. Once you've got this guy finished up, you get these epic rewards. You get the wrought helm, which gives you a little bit of armor and never breaks. More importantly, you get the axe of 1,000 metals, which also never breaks and has some special attacks. Now these aren't very secret, but some people may not notice the undertext. So basically, right click, there we go, look at this giant axe that comes up, and it'll sweep in a large arc in front of you, damaging everything in that path. And also shift right click, you do the slam attack that he had, where it actually got him stuck, but thankfully it does not get us stuck. It will slam into the ground and create a shockwave. So that is the abilities of the ferrous wrought knot. Moving on to the next mob, which is the Naga. Now this mob doesn't explicitly have any secrets like the other one does. It's just an extremely cool and powerful mob. The one thing you may be curious about is how to actually take it out of the sky the right way, because if you try and shoot it, it will dodge the attack. Now, the only way to get it to not dodge the attack reliably is you have to hit it when it's about to prepare an attack. For instance, its poison attack or its dive bomb attack. And this is not exactly secret because he does mention that on the forum page, but a lot of people may not read that, so that is why I'm telling you now. And of course, its drops, which I also covered in the Naga video. The drops give you, you can brew them and get an antidote potion. So if you're ever inflicted with anything like poison or anything like that, you take the Naga Fang, and as you can see, brew a potion of poison resistance, which is very useful in fighting the Nagas because they love to attack you with poison. Okay, moving on to a smaller mob, which is more for just general environment. We have the Lantern. Now this guy doesn't really have any secrets. He has very little health, and his drops are actually the biggest useful thing about him, which I also covered in the previous video. It is luminous jelly. If you eat this bad boy, you get a short bit of night vision. Once again, not exactly a secret because it says it in the subtext, but a little thing about them is that when they're first released, they were very prone to crashing your game. Alright, moving on to the last mob with a secret, we have the recently added Grottle. Now these Grottles are little cave crustaceans that are known as living ore, and they do not like players. In fact, if I get into survival, it will scuttle away for dear life, and it even has a chance to burrow into the ground. If it does burrow into the ground, there's no way of getting it back. Oh, it just died of fall damage. Fantastic. Or maybe it looked like it could have burrowed into the ground because the fall damage probably wouldn't have killed that from such a short height. But anyways, the Grottles do not like humans. You have to be very careful when getting them, or attacking them rather, because they will even try and use minecarts to try and escape, like I demonstrated in my previous video. But they do have a couple of secrets. As mentioned on the forum page, they are known as living ore. Now this isn't just some flavor text to make them have more interesting lore. This actually has a design aspect. So, as you may know, you can only kill them with an iron or higher tier pickaxe. Other damage will not affect them, like swords won't affect them. However, if you enchant a pickaxe with fortune, you do have a higher, there we go, look. With fortune, I got 2 diamonds. Normally you would only get 1. So the enchantment you have on your pickaxe actually will affect what happens to the grotto. And now the other enchantment that will affect the grotto is, believe it or not, Silk Touch. If I kill a grotto with a Silk Touch pickaxe, look at that, a captured grotto. The pickaxe will actually Silk Touch the grotto, and I can place it down to get another grotto wherever I want. So if I have a cage that the grotto cannot burrow through, designed at my house, but I want to capture it in the mine, so all I gotta do is Silk Touch the grotto on the pickaxe, and I will be able to take it wherever I want. Just note that, as you can clearly see here, they do not stack because it is NBT. They have NBT tags, so you don't want to take too many or your inventory will fill up on your mining expedition. Alright, our final secret for MOWZIES mobs isn't actually too much of a secret, it is just not common knowledge. It is the Earth Talisman. Now, this gives you the potion effect Geomancy. And right now it's creative mode only because the mod where it will be implemented is not in the game yet. So let's just go over its uses. So as you can see here, right click earth and ground with empty hand to spawn boulder. So if I right click it, look at that. We get a floating rock boulder. I can shoot it into the distance and it'll eventually disappear. However, if I shoot it into the ground, it'll blow up, it'll do a small explosion, and it will also damage mobs. However, if I hold right click, we get different tiers of boulders. So that's tier 2 right here, and we have tier 1. Here we have all 3 tiers of the Geomancy rocks, 1, 2, and 3, and do note that if you leave them alone, they will despawn after a short while, but a cool feature is that you can knock them into each other. Like I pushed one and hit the second one, knocked into the third, and sent that one flying. And something pretty cool about the final tier is that it pushes, so as you can see, it is pushed up from the ground and you can actually ride on it. So it will spawn beneath you, you can punch it and you can ride a short distance. So if there's a mob that is a little bit distant from you, you can spawn this massive last tier. Once it is finished spawning, it will send you off in that direction, potentially hitting the mob and then depositing you right at its feet for an attack. However, that is not the only powers of the Geomancy. We also have one that is very cool, the tunneling ability. So, if you're in the air, you can press and hold your sneak button. So you double tap it, and on the second tap, you hold the shift button, and that will send you into tunneling mode. Do note that you need an empty hand for this, but this tunneling mode is very, very cool and useful. So I'll jump off, press and hold sneak. As you can see, we are now tunneling through the depths of the Minecraft world. We have a huge area around us. We can see where any ravines are, anything like that. Look, I just tunneled all the way down there into a ravine. If I want to get back out, I'll just go on this little elevation, press and hold sneak, and keep tunneling. We just lost some diamonds, and if I let go of the sneak key, I will be rocketed back up towards the surface at Mach speed. The ground will repair, and I am safely back on the surface. This is an excellent way of getting around your world. It is extremely fast, non-destructive to the terrain, will not cause you fall damage, and is also a great way of finding ores or new features of your subterranean world that you would not have found out otherwise. Alright everybody, with the tunneling, that wraps up, oh I just got shot face first into a tree. That just about wraps up this episode on all the secrets in the MOWZIES MOBS mod. As new mobs are being progressively added, every so often, once there have been a sufficient number of mobs, I will come back to this and revisit any new secret or hidden features that you may not have known about the MOWZIES MOBS mod. Link to my previous showcase will be down in the description below, as well as the download link to the mod. I highly recommend you checking it out, and it's very fun, well made, and it's probably, I would say, one of the best developed mods for the Minecraft version we are currently in, and it is constantly updating to new versions as well. That wraps up this showcase video, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please remember to leave a like and comment, subscribe for more. We'll see you all next time. Peace out.